This is Buddy with First Time RVers. We spent 4 days here at the Holiday Trav-L-Park in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, right off Route 58 across the bridge. Here is Coast Guard Road leading over here to Reed Road, where you will be entering. It's a little bit of a strange setup. You have this gas station right here, but across the street you have some other stores and a couple little restaurants, so that's kind of nice. Here's a bike path that leads all over the island, which is also pretty nice. But you'll enter through here. To the right up ahead you'll have your RV parking where you can park, in order to check in. This road is actually kind of I don't want to say a main road, but it is a used road because down the end there are plenty of homes. Once you park your RV, you'll be entering through this area. Check-in right there is on the left. There's some bathrooms there. You have the pool. There's a large pool here, a smaller one in the back. But right there is smoking, which is right up against the wall. So if you're sitting on the other side of that fence, you've got someone smoking there. Here is a pretty nice arcade. And then you have a really nice go-kart track right here. But it does cost, I think, $16 each time you want to ride, maybe 7 laps. And then for the first time in all of our camping experience, which is pretty short, but the jump pad here, you actually have to pay for. That's $5 to jump on that pad for 15 minutes. That would be the first time we've had to do that. You're going to be entering right here. If you look to the right there, those are long-term people. I think it's like a 15-year lease. I don't know, it's maybe $6,000-$7,000 a year plus some of your utilities. So it's quite expensive, and then obviously your camper. But if you look here, right ahead there, that's a park model. So the new people have to actually put that model, more of a permanent RV. So a lot of these people, once their lease is up, they can keep their spot, but they have to move their camper and put one of these nice green-topped park models in, which can be a fortune. But if you look here on the left, these are standard RVs, but they're long-term. You can see the PVC hooked up to the black tank, so it's permanent, more permanent plumbing. But all these front areas here are all long-term people. You can see there's a little bit of grass, but these lots are pretty tight. You get a couple cars there. You can see, people parked right up against the road, which is very narrow. It's literally one car length wide. Car width, I guess. That you come through here. Now these are your summer people, so they rent out just for the summer. I think that's $3,000 or $4,000 again, plus utilities. But you get to keep your camper there for the summer. Set it up, go home, come for the weekend, not have to worry about setting up your camper. So that's kind of nice. But again, you can see it is quite tight, and the roads aren't all clearly marked, so it's hard to tell, which way you should be going. But I may have time to get into what went on at our site, which will be coming up here shortly. But basically, these sites are so tight, the roads are so small that the gentleman in front of us had a fifth wheel, and he had to ask us Saturday morning to move our camp stuff, our site, our chairs and our barbecue and our picnic table, so he could pull through our site, because there was no way for him to pull out of his site and get to the road. So he had to go through our site, which is the same thing we had to do when we left. I couldn't pull out forward. I had to back through someone's site, and then pull around and go very slow as I was getting awfully close to his camper while he was watching to make sure I didn't hit it. So that's a first for me also. Having something so tight, it was scary. But here is a quick map just to show you the layout. That yellow is where we were. The red at the bottom there is the long term. and number 24, that's our site. But so I had to back out towards the bottom of the screen here in order to get there. Some of this is going to be self-explanatory, so I'm going to go over some of the likes and dislikes about this campground. It does have a pool, does have bathhouses and laundry, and you're going to see the one playground here. Interesting note here with this playground. Gentleman that has a glass shop right beside my business is here for the summer, and I could not find him anywhere. Well, the next day after they filmed this, he showed up at my site, had seen my truck, but come to find out, I actually videotaped his camping spot. This is him right here, and at the time I just didn't even recognize his camper. But anyways, here we have some, these are all the tent sites. As you can see with the heat, there's not a single tent. It looks like they may have even used it for overflow camper parking. I guess they may have a couple hookups there. I'm sure they don't have you know, black water, gray water hookups, but and then here you have what they use for church, and they also have concerts here, but it's a nice little covered area with plenty of seating, so that is kind of nice. And they did have a concert there, I think Saturday night. So here would be the view from the concession stand, which is kind of nice, but I'm gonna stop talking here and then start up again so I can let you hear how much the wind was howling 3 of the 4 days we were here. So I just want you to hear this wind howling while I'm talking. Here are some of the things that the place did have. You have this concession stand here that had hot dogs and ice cream, things like that. It's got the playground, the laundry, obviously the beach, lots of golf cart parking, game room. The bike path is phenomenal. It goes all over the island, I think. You got the pier, which is long. It goes way out into the ocean. You can rent poles and fish if you'd like. And the point is beautiful. You'll see a picture of that, but that's right off Coast Guard Road. You have to hit that. Some of the things I did not like about it was it is very tight. And when a fifth wheel has to pull through your site to get out, that's pretty tight. You cannot have a fire unless you have a fire pit 2 feet off the ground. You have to pay for the go-karts. That's not bad. But to pay for the jump pad, that's a first for me. Pay to have a pet each night, pay to have cable each night, those are firsts. There is no dog run, there's no real camp store. There is that nice store at the gas station, but they don't have everything you would need for camping, which is kind of a hassle. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I am going to do my best to get better at making these videos. But thanks again for watching. Have a good evening.